Stock to soup to nuts. Okay.
Onion, celery, carrot. Hold on. It's mirepoix. Stock is really important in the culinary world because it provides us with a base to make almost any dish we can think of. Rather than reaching for that stock in a box at the grocery store, you can gather up and collect chicken carcasses in your freezer and then use them all at once to make a really flavorful, high volume of stock. You don't even have to defrost your chicken. You can just throw it right in the pan and get to work. Diced celery, diced carrot, half of an onion peeled and quartered, and some parsley stems, no leaves. All kinds of flavor comes from the stem of the herb, whereas the leaves, those are really best used for garnishes, fresh on top of whatever you're cooking. If they're a little big, just break them in half, toss them in. You want the pot to be cold when we start, and then you're just gonna fill the pot with water, just enough to cover all of your ingredients. Good to go. Turn the heat on. It's really important that we let our stock simmer and not boil because the angry, rolling, boiling bubbles agitate the stock a lot and make it cloudy. We're skimming the scum. We want to skim the foam off the top so we get a really nice, pure, clean-looking stock. This is our strained stock. It's done. How did I know the stock was done? You taste it. If it tastes like chicken, done. If it tastes like water, not done. Keep cooking it a little longer. If you want to cook with it now, great. If you want to save it for later, no problem. Cool it so that it's room temperature, and then pour it into individual quart-sized zip-top freezer bags. And another little secret, if you only want to use small portions of stock, the ice cube tray. You can pop out however many cubes you need at a time. Genius! One of my favorite things to make in life is soup. You can make soup out of leftovers, but you can also turn soup into leftovers. It's a win-win either way. First thing we're gonna do is called sweat the aromatics. Our aromatics here are onion, garlic, and lemongrass. These are called aromatics because they're aromatic. They smell really good while we're cooking them. The reason why we want to cook them first is to really bloom and boost the flavor. Get this kind of flavor party started before we add everything else to the pot. So we've got our pan already warm. Add the onion. Give a little stir so that they're all coated. Garlic. And then we're gonna add the lemongrass. To prep the lemongrass, you wanna trim off about 1 inch from the white end and trim the top of the lemongrass down just until you kind of see the green color change and lighten up. Then you're gonna take a rolling pin, a hammer, a meat mallet, a heavy pot, and you're just gonna bash this thing, flatten it out. Lemongrass is pretty tough, tastes like a stick if you don't do that, so we have to tenderize it before we chop it. Then, just mince it up, slice, dice, chop, whatever you want to do, go ham on it. It's ready to cook. The key here is when they start smelling really fragrant, it's ready to go to add the rest of your ingredients. Chopped artichokes, white beans, soy sauce. And we're gonna season right now. We're gonna season the whole mixture with salt and pepper just to really amplify the flavor that's happening right now and developing in this pot. Salt also ties flavors together, kind of like a flavor binder, if you will. Everything smells so good in that pot right now. That's how I know time to add the stock. We're gonna add in a couple pieces of sliced lemongrass to really give some extra oomph to the brightness of the soup. Remember, the stock that we made had no seasoning in it at all. So we gotta give the broth a little bit of flavor now that it's in a soup. Now we're gonna add our cooked chicken. That's it. Now we just let it simmer. Let it go about 30 minutes and then you're in business and you can eat it right away. Before we serve this, you just want to look for the lemongrass stalks, not the minced lemongrass. We want to pull those out. If you serve those to someone, they're going to be mad at you because it's basically like you gave them a stick to eat. Now it's time to serve. Garnish with a little bit of cilantro, give it a little extra freshness. This soup is really bright and refreshing because of all the great flavor we've got going on, but specifically that bright aromatic lemongrass. Soup is also great because you can make it any time of the year. It doesn't just have to be for winter. Soup is awesome.